Let's go.
Well,
Happy
we back,
New
T.
Year.
This episode Deuce Deuce, right?
Deuce, deuce.
Deuce
Yeah.
Deuce. All right, yeah, we 22 in. Happy New Year to everybody. You
Happy
know
New
what I
Year,
mean?
everybody.
It's cold as hell outside. Let's kick that off first.
Yeah, that
We back.
oxymoron. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
January and February in Chicago always kick our butt. So,
well, it's
yeah,
kicking our butt now. I'm ready for some
definitely.
40-degree weather now. I
Yeah,
miss
you're gonna be
40-degree
waiting,
weather.
Doc. You're gonna be waiting for 3 months.
I'm missing it. But look, it's been a lot going on for this week, especially
Yeah.
locally, nationally. So I told you today, our little group chat, we run down what we want to talk about. So I sense the CPS and the city of Chicago, they're having their issues right now. They're trying to figure things out, and I hope they do because I'm all for kids, but I'm also for fairness. So
Absolutely.
I told you we need to get somebody on the show to kind of like give some insight and what's going on with the teachers. And I said, what better person to have on than one of our faithful, loyal listeners and good people and good friends,
And my big
um,
sister.
Miss your big sister, and somebody who's always champion us, always,
Yeah, for sure.
always. Uh, Mrs. Robin Ratcliff.
Robbie!
Hey guys, thank you
Hey,
for having me.
thank you for joining us. So, how was your
Yeah,
day?
so you say how was my day?
Yeah.
It was good. I
Yeah.
was trying to, of course, do some stuff with my babies. I missed them
Mhm.
because we've been out for break, and then I was out on Monday and Tuesday recovering from COVID. So I
Mhm.
didn't get a chance to go back and see my kids. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just created a new email page so I could talk to
Okay.
them because I'm blocked
Mhm.
Okay.
out.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy.
And so I haven't talked to them, but I've talked to the parents in my homeroom. So I created a
Okay.
new page today, working, um,
Right.
and put some work up. Created a new group so that they can do some stuff because we really don't need them to be idle.
Yeah.
It's kind of
Right.
hard for them. They've already had 2 weeks
Right.
down and they were anticipating something. So, yeah, that's one of the things we do, even though I know technically I haven't gotten paid, but teachers do a lot of stuff that we
Mhm.
don't get paid for. So that's nothing new.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's
Yeah, I
nothing
think
Absolutely.
people. I always say that. I mean, I think some people know I did go back to grad school to be a teacher, so I know a little bit. I definitely haven't been in as long as you, but I know that teachers do not get the pay they deserve. They do not get the credit they deserve, and it's just that's part of the reason I wanted you to come on the show because I think it's a misconception with the teachers voting to for the kids to go back remotely that they are
Mm-hmm.
taking like this easy way out or that they just
new.
like they think that it's that remote is somehow easier for teachers. So I wanted a teacher to come on to really to kind of talk to that, Robin, like tell us just the experience between going from remote to classroom, the difference in just how difficult it is that people don't realize.
I think one
And
of the
and hold on, Rob.
go
Before
ahead.
you start, just
Go ahead.
just introduce some like how long you been in the
Yeah.
school system, how long you
Oh,
been
okay.
teaching, and what grade do you teach, and then we'll get into it.
I guess I have been teaching, for about 20 years. That includes like pre-K up to now. I've taught
Mm-hmm.
from second through fourth grade.
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I teach third grade. I'm a third grade math teacher. So my
Okay.
school is departmentalized, which is different, which means that I see about 60 kids.
Oh,
24,
okay.
yeah, I see about 60 kids.
Okay.
And so that's something that's new. I just finished a master's in reading, even though I teach
Mm-hmm.
math, because
Mm-hmm.
we know reading is fundamental.
Yes.
So that's just my background. Teaching is not something I do for the pay, as Latisse said. We do it because the implications for Black and brown kids. First of all,
Mm-hmm.
there are not many teachers of color. Even
Mm-hmm.
though, the district is composed of minority students, I am still a minority in the district, in most districts. So I made a decision to leave a charter. I worked at the charter, so I had that experience as well,
All
to
right.
go to a school where I could be more influential in the lives of Black students.
All right.
And
That's
even in
dope.
that, third grade, sometimes I'm the first teacher of color that these kids have ever met, have ever
Oh, wow.
encountered. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, so that's still, one of the things is, and studies show that not just Black and brown kids, but all children benefit from having a teacher of color.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
I
not
I
just a
believe
benefit
that.
it's a benefit for all children to
Yeah.
engage with teachers of color. Now, Corey, did I do that right?
Yes, you
You
did.
did fabulous. 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 You did.
Yes, you
And
did.
so even in speaking to remote, I can remember last year when this whole thing kicked off, and
Mm-hmm.
like most people in my personal mind thinking that this would be easier, but I have found, and just in talking to my coworkers, remote is by no means a way out. It
Mhm.
is
Okay.
excuse me, so hard to teach remotely when children are in an environment that you can't control.
Mhm.
And sometimes they're in an environment that you can't control without any adult support, which
Mhm.
means that the cameras are off, they got TVs, things
Mm-hmm.
in the background, and we are still being held to a standard to produce um uh grades that are on level.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So remote is not out. It is
Mhm.
not. It's not ideal. I would prefer to be in school with my kids. Remote is something for safety purposes only. It is not for optimal education. It's because we need to be safe.
Mhm.
Got it.
Yeah,
Got it.
and I think that's the misunderstanding that I think people have, is just that they think somehow that it's easier. Because I even remember just being a student online long time ago when online learning first was started, and I was in that first group of people that was switching to that, and people was like, they used to laugh at, like, going to college online, and like, that's easy. I'm like, I had more trouble online because you got the focus than I did
Right.
in the classroom. And I was like, so I think people just think it's easier for commute wise, sure. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But to actually focus in while you're at home, and then trying to deal with a group of students, like you said, that you
Right.
can't control the environment, it's a totally different ball game. And I don't think
And
people are
sometimes
looking at that.
you have parents that do set up ideal environments, but you still got
Mm,
three kids in a room
yeah.
on three different devices. I can hear my coworkers talking to their students in the classes. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, tell such and such I said hello.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So,
Yeah.
and because I just finished my program online, it is harder.
Yeah.
It is not easier. Not easier
Yeah.
for the teacher, not easier for the kids, but
Not at
it's
all.
necessary.
Yeah.
Necessary.
That's the thing. It's not easier, it's just necessary. And we're not
Hmm.
asking to stay home for forever. We
Yeah.
only asked for 2 weeks
Yeah.
until the cases went down.
Yeah.
Right.
That's 2 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Which
And I think
probably,
that's fair.
and it should have probably, and I'm not speaking on behalf of Chicago Public Schools, I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody. It probably should have been in the plan from the beginning. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, We should have planned for this on the front end, which would alleviate a lot of parental frustration.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted. I got a few questions, but that's a question I know people are asking, or people are like, how come this wasn't pre-planned before this week when, over the break? This is something that like a lot of parents feel like this should have been talked about. This should have been planned out correctly. So that way, as parents, they could have been like, okay, I know Monday I need to get a babysitter, or I know Tuesday I need to get something lined up, instead of the night before we get a phone call saying, hey, in class is going to be canceled. So what do you say to those frustrated parents?
That shit rolls downhill. I'm sorry. And what I mean by that is teachers don't make that decision.
Mm-hmm.
That's a decision that goes, as they say, it's above us. So that's not a decision that we could have made. That's a decision that has to be made by somebody above my pay grade. And so, but the thing is that we catch the flack when we say this decision hasn't been made, this is not safe. Let's teach remote. Because the union hasn't given pushback up until this point. CPS been rolling with it. We started school without a health metric. We don't have one.
Oh wow!
It expired in July.
Wow.
So we went back without anything in place. It's like an apartment. Once you move in, everything that ain't done ain't getting done unless you withhold your rent.
True that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If they ain't doing it before you get in, something has to give.
Yeah.
Something has to give. And Corey, I know you're a parent. See, I know you would have been a great teacher. But the one thing I think that's disheartening for me is during these times as an educator is I have to refrain from social media because of all the vitriol that is spewed towards teachers. And I think that you have to show love to the people that you want to love on your kids. Yeah. And so even though you don't understand, this is something I think we're missing generationally, even as parents. We don't ask questions first. We just jump off. So instead of trying to understand, we just move out of feeling and attack. You attacking the teachers, but y'all know we don't all we did was voted that we don't want to go in and be sick.
Yeah.
That's all we said. Everything else is above us.
Yeah.
So, I just wish that we would show some empathy and not see teachers as enemies because we're on the same team. I love my babies. I miss them. And if I could have logged in today, I would. I would have logged in today. I would have logged in yesterday. Monday and Tuesday, I was sick. I miss them. I do.
And I think probably, Robin, most of the teachers feel like you. I mean, like if to be a teacher is such a admirable thing to do. Like you don't get in there to try to take the easy way. You know what I'm saying? And so, I think people should know that, and they should hear teachers know, to see that it's not as easy as they think it is, and it's not a situation that that teachers want. It's a hard situation. You're not the only teacher I know, even teachers in the city and in the suburbs, that going through the same thing where it's not as easy as people think it is.
And I like that you brought up the suburbs, because what you'll see is a lot of people comparing the city and the suburbs, but what they don't compare is, schools are in the suburbs are open. Do they have a health metric? You know what I'm saying? What is their testing rate? You know what I'm saying? When you think about the testing rate in the city, what they're saying is only like 20-something% of the kids are signed up. The test is free. Parents, they come to our school every week. They test us. We get tested. I get tested every week, every Wednesday. But if they're not signed up, because I don't want to, be like pointing fingers. Like if they don't sign up, then we don't know if people are sick because they're not being tested.
Right.
Yeah. So that's something that can happen too. Get tested and get vaccinated. My kids have parties. Oh, I'm getting vaccinated today. And it's just in my class. I teach 3 different sets of kids, and one set is in a different demographic. They are excited about being tested. I
Right.
haven't heard that in the other two. In the other two,
I can imagine.
They
my
excited
baby's like,
about getting vaccinated.
they came in, they like celebrate. Somebody say they getting vaccinated, they start clapping, like
Yeah.
woo, woo,
Yeah.
you know. And I'm like, the other classes, not
Because
so
I think
much.
kids are ready. The kids don't want to go back. They don't want to go home. Like, believe it or not, I think a lot of kids
They
miss
don't.
being around their friends. They miss their teachers. They miss the activities. I mean, I think we spoke about it a while ago on one of our shows. It's like a lot of kids were dealing with depression during this time because
Yes,
it took them out of their normalcy. And the
Yeah.
time to a big part of being a kid is going to school and doing that kind of stuff, and they haven't been able to do that. So it's difficult all around. And like you say, I think
right.
just
And
they
if
need
you,
to
I
have
think it is
compassion.
difficult. I think, like for my son, his 8th grade year was entirely remote,
Yeah.
that's,
and he
yeah,
is socialite. And I
Mm-hmm.
think by him being able to stay at home, I think that bothered him because he didn't have a graduation. He was so looking forward to that as a seventh
right.
grader, and then his 8th grade year, he didn't get to have it. And then his first year of high school, the entire year was remote. And I
Remote,
think I
yes,
think that really bothered him
Yeah.
because
right.
this year he's doing great in school. This year
Mm-hmm.
he's doing
And
great.
they need that because school is not, I mean, it's a place of learning, but it's also a place of developing relationships with other kids, with learning to trust other adults. They
Yep.
need to have a broader circle. And so depression in the lives of these babies is real too. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so having them isolated on a
Yeah.
screen, you know, is not ideal. But let's think now they're not even having that opportunity at all.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where I
Right.
could like give them a few minutes to like talk up or catch up. We can't, they don't have it at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
can't
That's
connect to me.
unfortunate.
I'm saying hi to them through their parents, like, hey, hi. You know, I still haven't talked to my kids though. They
Mm-hmm.
haven't talked to me. They haven't seen me since last year.
That's
And you're
crazy.
right, Corey. They
Well, I
do. They
know.
need social interaction. Go ahead.
I know. I know. For like I was having a discussion with somebody on Facebook because I had posted, CPS schools council no athletic sports because the schools
I saw
council.
you.
Somebody commented and was like, well, health is first. And I was like, I get that. But being a coach or being
Go
around
girls.
adolescents, a lot of these kids were looking forward to playing sports this winter because they didn't have it last winter.
Mm-hmm.
And we
Yes,
all
yes.
know a lot of kids live in environments that if they don't have nothing to do or no practice to go to, no games to play, that's when something else comes in and
Absolutely.
gets them, so to speak. We all know what we're talking about. We
Mm-hmm.
all know in the
Absolutely.
environment, something
Another
where they may be
element.
like,
Yep.
I'm gonna go outside, and if they go outside, they might run into something.
Right.
Versus being in
Right.
practice with their coach and team, they're safe. You know what I'm saying?
Safe.
So
Right.
that's
And
that's my point.
focused.
And then focus.
Yeah.
And they're focused. And
Yeah.
sports, and you
Yeah.
know what? I even use that in my classroom. Like when I know, because, I spoke about me being a minority, but our boys need male mentors. They need
Mm-hmm.
male teachers as well. And so bringing in coaches as another layer of support is something that's very helpful, especially when like you got single moms. I'm like, if they on football, tell the coach, get some
Mm-hmm.
extra
Yeah.
burpees in there, get some support from
Mm-hmm.
another person that they respect. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
really key, especially for a lot of these boys who lack that male role model.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How the coach, I'm like, if they don't have a dad, how the coach call me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So coach
Yeah.
can know what's going on in the classroom. I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Yeah.
that's what it used to be. Coach used
Yeah.
to be like another level of parental
Of a
support.
dad.
Oh,
Yeah.
you acting
Yeah.
up in class. How about you go do a couple of
Yeah.
them stairs? You got so much energy.
Right.
You
You
about
know,
to
can
run
you
them
stand?
steps. You about to run them
Yeah, do
steps
them
until you
steps a
pass
couple
out.
more
Absolutely.
Yeah.
times. Till you
Absolutely.
and please don't have your teacher call me or you get to sit out first quarter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. For sure.
You
For
know what I'm
sure.
saying? That's a level of support It's not a
Mm-hmm.
negative. It's another added dimension because everybody is not academic. We
Right.
need that support. I mean,
Yeah.
those sports,
Absolutely.
not even just for boys, girls too.
Girls
Definitely.
too. Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
Definitely.
they
Definitely.
need some little, they need that.
Well, I've always been pro teacher because a lot of
Yes,
my friends are teachers, and I hear what goes on in these schools. I know that teachers are more than just teachers; they're mentors, they're counselors, they're
parent.
therapists. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it all. Like I've got a friend that works on the South Side, and she literally had to bring a student clothes every day and take his
Yes,
old clothes and wash them,
Mm.
like
watch them.
stuff that she doesn't have to do, but she does it because she knows that when this kid goes home, he don't have anything. So
Mm-hmm.
Right,
that's why I've always been pro teacher, and I think the media, Chicago media especially, I think they try to sensationalize stuff, especially with this dispute that's going on. They're trying to make it seem like
right.
the teachers don't want to be in the classroom, they don't want to
Yeah.
work, and I
Yeah.
think that's
That's not
wrong.
true.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
not true
that's
for
very
me.
true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
We,
Yeah,
we want to be where the babies are.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And I did, and I know, the segment has to be coming to an end, but parents, just trust that the people you leave your kids with every day have their best interest at heart. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I'm not saying the union is perfect. I'm not saying all teachers are perfect, but there is some insight that teachers know. And I'm at a good school. Let me just be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Let me be
Mm-hmm.
clear. I am
Mm-hmm.
at a good school. I have central air. I have heating. We have
Mm-hmm.
filters. But is this just about my school on my block?
Yeah. Yeah.
We know some of the schools that, well, I went to school up north. Think about the elementary
Mm-hmm.
schools. Corey, you went to private school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you go to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Private. Yeah. Yeah.
Some of the older buildings that don't have that at all. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just about my school. My school is great. My principal is great. The support there is great, but it's not just about where we are. Because there
Right.
is some black, some brown, some white, some other child that's sitting in a place that does not have what they need.
Mm-hmm.
It's
I
not safe.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So,
You're right.
because if it was up to us, I could be at school.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
before we
Yeah,
let you
my
go there,
building's
Robin,
pretty.
like, yeah.
All right.
No. Before we go, I just wanted to just give you just to ask you one more thing, as far as not so much to ask, but like just something that you can tell the parents, and as far as how can they help support the teachers in this transition back to remote learning. Like what can parents do, like to kind of to help that transition for not just the teachers but for their kids too.
I would say the way we help is by building community. And that means that we have to talk to you and you have to talk to us. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Like I would never leave my kids in a place with somebody that I have not talked to.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
don't know the heart of your child's teacher, especially if you've not spoken to them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you only
Mm-hmm.
going by what the baby said. Adults
Mm-hmm.
used to talk to adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I would ask that we would restore that level of community between the home and the school where we talk to one another and not just
Right.
assume, and give people a chance to be human, to apologize. Nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect.
Right.
I make mistakes. Yeah. Let people apologize and figure out and go on. Adults should be adults. That's my only thing. Talk to your child's teacher. Because if you
Mm-hmm.
call me, I'm calling you back.
I know you will, Robin.
I'm gonna call you back. And the only reason, and I'm gonna end with this, the only reason I didn't give my phone number out to my parents this time is because I saw something where a parent was going off on a teacher. Like usually my parents I have my phone number.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So let's just
Yeah.
restore a level of love, community, fellowship, and seeing the kid as the goal and stop fighting against each other. That's it.
That's what's up. That's
That's
what's
it.
up.
Love y'all.
We love you too, Robin. We
We
so
appreciate you,
thank you.
Robin. We
We
appreciate you.
we gonna you gonna be on
See
again
you.
when we have
I will.
another education talk. We gonna have you on here again with some more teachers.
Right. All right. With some more teachers from the suburbs too, right?
We can work on
Yeah.
that.
We can work that out. We can work that out.
Yeah, we can work that out.
Yeah, let's compare. Let's do some comparison. Love you guys. Have a great day.
All right, thanks you,
All right.
Robin.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was dope.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah,
That was needed.
yeah, because I knew she would be a good person to, because I know that Robin, she's going to be honest. You know what I'm saying?
Very
And
honest.
yeah, so I think I just know I've been just seeing like you've been seeing the last few days, like people just thinking, they don't understand from a teacher standpoint just how difficult it is to teach online, and that most teachers prefer to do it in class. I mean, it's different when you're an adult. It's already hard when you're an adult learner online. So imagine kids that's in third grade, like that's still developing, like that's not easy,
That's not easy.
and it's a different kind of teaching. You have to think of things to be interactive. Like you have to do use the different platforms. It's not easy. It's a transition for all of them. And I don't think people realize the teachers they just didn't want to. It's about safety. I mean, Robin just said she's getting over COVID. More than likely, she probably got it from school.
From a school.
To be honest, yeah.
And that's the issue. The issue, see, a lot of people who comment and make comments, they don't really read stuff or watch. A lot of the issues that the teachers are dealing with is that they've dealt with students coming to school to their classroom sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when they do have COVID, the school is not doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And doing contact tracing
Yeah.
and tracking.
Yeah.
They're not doing that.
Yeah.
So I get why these teachers are saying, look, it's not safe.
Yeah.
I don't want to get sick and bring it home to my family.
Right. Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think sometimes, I'm not a parent, but I know that some people, they look at school as just like their babysitter, because they like if the schools closed, they like, who gonna want what I'm doing with my kids in the morning? You know what I'm saying?
Because you know why they pissed? Because a lot of them, they got to cancel their dick appointments. That's why they pissed. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. That's what it is.
I wasn't gonna go there.
That's what it is. A lot of them got to cancel their dick appointment, or a lot of them can't go. A lot of them can't go on this date here or go out to lunch here. Like that's what it is.
They ain't getting their morning. They ain't getting their
They're
morning
not
glory.
babysitters.
Yeah. Yeah,
They're not.
But in reality, they are babysitters, and that's why, like you said, people are pissed about it, because I understand with you do have to try to figure out something, when to try to keep your child focused while they're in school, and some kids are too young to be at home by themselves. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. It is hard for the parents, especially the ones that can't work from home. You know what I'm saying? So. It's difficult for everybody. That's what I just want everybody to realize. It's a pain for everybody, not just the teachers, not just the parents. This COVID thing is serious, and it's messing up everybody. You know what I'm saying?
This COVID thing is serious, and since March of 2020, it has changed a lot of people's lives.
Yeah.
For the better or the worse.
Yeah.
Depends on how it's affected them.
Yeah.
Because it's really, like you said, it's real.
It's
not
real.
Just the sickness.
Yeah.
Not just the sickness part, but in terms of look at what we're dealing with now with business.
Yeah.
And school.
And they don't want businesses to close back. So we already know that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you figure with the vaccines and stuff, like I said, I ain't someone that always be promoting vaccines, but I do think it's necessary. And at some point, I think at some point, people who had chicken pox and smallpox and measles, like when that stuff was rampant in the world, like they had to go through the same thing we're going through on a different level as far as going through the vaccines to where somebody getting measles now is almost damn near unheard of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Chickenpox is damn near unheard of. So the vaccines, they're not perfect at this point. You know what I'm saying? But I think they are trying to figure out a way to control this thing. Because like I said, they don't want the stuff. They don't want to close down again because
No, they don't
that
want to do that
just
anymore.
crippled everybody. So you
Yeah.
know, yeah,
They don't want to
it's
close
it's
down
crazy for
anymore.
everybody.
They don't want to close down anymore. They
Yeah.
don't want to give you Negroes no more PPP money no more.
Mm-mm.
They don't want to do that no
Hell
more.
no, they definitely don't want to do that.
No,
Y'all
they
messed
don't
that
want to
up
do that
buying
no
them
more.
Bentleys and stuff and buying buying them Rolexes and all that. I
Yeah.
ain't mad, but I'm just saying, y'all got to do better.
Hey, I hope, but just to close out the subject, I hope that the teachers and the city get this together,
Yeah.
so these kids can be back in school. Because
Yeah.
again, a lot of these kids, like you said earlier, they don't like this remote learning. They don't like it.
And truthfully, they not learning.
They
Like
not
Robin,
learning.
like Robin was saying, like you expect them, you still have to take all these standardized tests, and the kids are not even. They're still from 2 years ago. Let's be honest. They probably are still at that level what they were 2 years ago. You know what I'm
I
saying?
believe
And
that.
so they just pushing them through, but they really, it's been too difficult. And then you expect the teachers to teach at that same level and expect the kids to perform at that same level. That's just not fair. They honestly should have froze all that stuff, to be quite honest with you,
Yeah.
because it's not these kids. I don't want to say they're gonna be dumb, but they just not gonna be as far along as they would have in normal in a normal setting. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
that's my 5 cents.
I'm I'm glad we got Robert on. I'm glad we talked about it.
Yeah,
It
for sure.
was worth it. We need to get experts on. I'm a believer in, if I don't know something, I'm going to find somebody who knows it so they can talk about it.
Definitely, me too, bro. Me too, because like I said, we ain't teachers, and even though both of us work with kids, you know what I'm saying, in different areas, but it's different for the people that's actually teaching and that's going through this right now. So it was definitely good to hear from her, to get her her perspective on what's going on. Yeah.
Well, so let's get into what was the first topic? What did we say was going?
The first topic is this. Y'all see this shirt though? I mean, I don't know if everybody saw it, but I just want everybody to
y'all
know.
See her shirt.
Y'all see this shirt just dripping in chocolate. This is how I'm starting off my year, y'all. I'm not gonna play. I'm not playing this year. This is
all 2022.
All 2022, bro. I'm coming for everybody. What they say, I'm stepping on some necks, bro. This way I'm at all 2022, y'all. But yeah, anyway. Yeah.
The shirt dope. I can't in front.
Thanks, bro. I mean, for you to give me props is a big thing, because you are my number one hater.
Yeah.
I know you my number one hater. So yeah.
I'm still gonna be a hater consistently in 2022.
That you do. You're professional. You're a professional hater.
Let's get into today is January 6th. So
anniversary of those thugs.
It's the anniversary of those thugs.
Anniversary of those thugs. Those damn thugs that took over the Capitol, man. Bro, that's still wild to me. I promise you, I still can't believe we witnessed that. Like, we really witnessed that. And then we really witnessed people and we know people that agreed with that. Like, they think nothing was wrong with it. Like, I'm like, you guys are nuts. I mean, it just goes to show you people that you around you that nuts.
You know it's messed up. It's messed up when it was happening. You had white people talking about oh my God,
they was embarrassed.
Crazy.
The white people was embarrassed. They they felt like some. How we be. When you see somebody, because it don't matter when something happened for Black people, they group all us together, right? We'd be like,
Right.
you know, when somebody acting stupid, you just, you know, put your head down a little bit, even though it got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? We'd be like, damn, they, you know, but I know white people, they was like, this is embarrassing, man. Like, this is a bad day for white people. Like,
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll never forget watching CNN and just looking at those people having to talk about it.
yeah.
They was like, they felt like shame. They was like, oh my God, what is going on?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's still crazy. And that's still as many people that they did, you know, some of the bigger ones that they did get charged and did get jail time or
Yeah.
fines and stuff. I mean, I wish they could. Everybody there should have gotten some kind of fraction on their record. I mean, I wish it was a way to just figure out every last person who was there because they stupid. It was just
True.
dumb, and you know, it was just like I said. I remember posting last year at this time, like these have to be the people that failed the Constitution, because even the things that I don't agree with the Constitution or any of our statements and rules of, you know, how we operate. The what they're doing was clearly against, like, it's, you're breaking the law.
Say the law.
You're
Yeah.
breaking the law.
You're
If you
breaking the
don't
law.
like the president, and the president that, you know, we went through the process of the voting has how our system is set up, and he won fairly, get over it, and then wait
According to the
until
law.
the next
Right.
time it's time
Right.
to vote, and you can vote for Trump again. Like, you know, I mean, truthfully, because for me, it don't really matter who really be in office. And I probably agree. I'm probably gonna speak on. I'm not gonna speak on behalf. I'm probably sure a lot of Black people agree with me too. Our lives really don't change that much, depending on, unless you at a certain level of wealth. I think that's what changed. But Black people in general, unfortunately, we've had to survive and come from nothing from the time we were free, that we already know. Like, we don't, like, pandemic stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. When the stock market broke, it was crazy. But we already been doing this at a level of, you know, that it really don't make or break us. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
we've
Trump
been
being in
doing it for a
office was
long time.
irritating. It was
Yeah.
stupid, but it really didn't change our lives that much, because it, whether it's Republican or Democrats, neither one of them enough Black people, to be quite honest. You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
you're right.
it
You're
don't
right.
really, don't really move us that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why sometimes it be like low count, because it's just like nobody really does anything specific for Black people since they probably signed the civil rights, you know, bill or whatever, which is still, you know, questions with that. But it's just like,
Yeah.
it don't really matter to us. So that the white people going crazy because most things you know, it's surrounded by them. It's white centric in America. So that's why they was acting a damn fool, because, you know, that's they leader.
They were acting a fool, but then you also had some very sane, logical white people who were like,
For sure. Always.
they're breaking the law. Like,
Yeah.
you had people really said they're actually breaking the law.
Yeah.
They should be arrested.
Absolutely. That's what I was saying.
You know,
like, even as many as those fools that was out there is a great amount of people that's just like, please don't associate me with that. Like, every white woman is not a Karen. You know what I'm saying?
of course
Like,
not. Yeah,
you know what I'm
right. We
saying?
know that.
It's just like,
Yeah,
a
we know
Karen
that.
is a specific type of, you know, white lady. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just like the idiots that were at the Capitol last year, it's a specific group of idiots, you know, and we damn near know what they look like. Like, those people. I'm sorry, like that. Those group of crazy people like that. They got like a certain just aura of idiot around them that you already know. Like, this is,
they're idiots.
I already know what kind of person you, a Confederate. Like, I can feel
you
it.
can
Like,
just tell. You can tell.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
What's that documentary I had you watch?
It was on my list for
on HBO.
Our year review. What was it? 4 hours? 4 hours at the Capitol.
4 hours at the Capitol.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that documentary showed the idiots we talking about. when they interviewed those people and they talked about why they felt that way and this and that, everything they said was, this is our country and we want it back. They said that without saying, this is our country, we want these black people and these Mexicans to get the hell out. They just didn't say it that way.
Yeah.
But when you
or we
them,
want to reestablish white supremacy.
Yeah. But when you watch them and how they were acting at the Capitol, how they were literally willing to go there and be arrested, and if need be, die for the rights that they claim were being taken away, which no election was stolen,
right, at
all. You know what I mean? They literally threatened people, public officials.
Yeah.
All right. They were on federal property. Let's talk about the facts. They were on federal property. They stormed the Capitol.
Yeah.
They literally assaulted police officers. Like they literally did all that.
And people don't want to talk about the police officers that had severe depression afterwards, that committed suicide. It's they don't talk about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And you know, it's like you said, when they be saying stuff about wanting their country back, it's because the landscape of America is changing, and it has been changing it's swiftly. You know what I'm saying? As far as just the demographics, where the big number of people is no longer white. You know what I'm saying? And so because of that, obviously things have to change with rules and laws that are currently, because now you have to be conducive to a more diverse group of people. You know what I'm saying? And the voice of just the white man setting all the rules, it can't go like that no more. You know what I'm saying? And even though it's not where we want to be, and still in America, the white man's voice is the dominant figure here. It is slowly, changing. And I think, that's their problem. And then when Barack Obama became president, it was just like, oh, hell no. It was just, it was really, really, because to be honest with you, bro, with all the racist stuff that we know about, like we saw races when we was younger. We watched movies from the 60s and the 50s, and we saw the civil rights movement, so we know what that looked like. But you really didn't see as much hate until Barack Obama became president. And then once he became president, and then once Trump came in office, it was just like they took the mask off, bro, and it was just like, I ain't seen this much hate since y'all was trying to hang people in the 50s. They was dormant. They was dormant. Like you didn't really get, and maybe we was just lulled to sleep, but America didn't really. It was always been underlying, like racism, but it wasn't. It didn't feel like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it feels now. And like it felt when from Barack Obama up until now, like it's a different kind of.
You're right.
Racist heaviness. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I always make the example of like a powder keg. Like when Barack Obama became president for those the 8 years, it was like the powder. He was the powder. Kept getting put in there. But when Trump became president, he fucking lit that damn powder. Yeah. And then, like you said, it blew up to the point where you literally had, and I'm not lying, you literally had certain white people getting out of their body, saying stuff to black people. Like you saw it in rallies, what they were doing to black people, literally getting their face, talking about what you doing here, putting their hands on them. And it was like, oh, y'all battery pack is charged now because of this dude. This dude who said, "Make America Great Again," and he charged them up. Yeah. That's why it pains me when I see black people talk about, "Oh, Trump really wasn't the problem." Y'all got amnesia. Y'all forgot on his campaign all the shit he was saying
and what he still says.
And what he still says. Yeah. So now y'all just feel like, well, because the country, he did this for black people. He did this for black people in terms of like, they always want to bring up the tax thing and the stimulus. They want to bring that up. Yeah. Like, come on, that's $1,500.
Right. They did not really change nothing.
What 1,500? Like let's be what $1,500 gonna do? Unless
Right.
you was gonna get it every month
Right. Facts.
or every 2 weeks.
Facts.
How the hell is that really helping you?
Right.
Now
And
it
it
may help
really
some
didn't.
families
It
who's
may help.
poor.
It really, truthfully, it really, the stimulus, look, we all appreciate it, but truthfully,
Yeah.
like you said, it didn't do nothing. Like, it did not change that much of my life to receive that. You know what I'm saying? Either
It
way it
didn't.
go, I was going to figure out what we need to do, right? Somebody who lost their job, that made a difference to them. A family that could not work because of COVID. I absolutely, that made a difference for them. But the bulk of the people, that was just money that we can blow off to be or
Blow
catch
off.
up on some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
it's just, people like you said, they got amnesia, and for some reason, a lot of people had like this love affair with Trump because he used to hang with rappers back in the day, and they somehow thought that meant he was pro-black, but he is not pro-black.
He was never pro-black.
He's never pro-black. He's been racist. He was sued for being racist within the housing situation that he had, and nothing about him. He's that black person. He's that white millionaire that he's just used whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's about money for him. He can care less about some damn black people and black issues, and he don't care about that.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why it's everything that happened last year, it was like they all had on the hat, they had the flag, and they all was saying we're doing this in the name of the
I hate
United
that damn
States.
flag. I hate that. I mean, I really wish, because it's so much racist, it's America really needs a restart, bro. Because there's so much racism behind the flag, behind our national anthem. It's so much racism tied to it. Like, you can't think about America without thinking about racism, and truthfully, the direction that we need to go in, and that I ultimately think that most Americans want to go in, with having a diverse nation and wanting to live freely and living in harmony. Like, our past, like that flag needs to go, that song needs to go, some of the Constitution needs to go. Like, it just needs to be a whole sweep, because everything that was American was built by racist forefathers, and it just does not apply for right now. You know what I'm saying? It's just not conducive to the times right now. But if you're white and you're a white man in America that attached to that stuff, it benefits you.
Yeah.
It benefits you to be white in America. So that's why they acted the damn fool, last year. And
you're right, and it is kind of tied. It is tied into it. That flag is tied into racism. A lot of racist, deep undertones, because
absolutely,
even like as much as last year, they were trying to get rid of all the Confederate flags. Remember, they were trying to. They did all that, but still, the Confederate flag was underneath the undertone of that American flag. Because people forget there was a time in this country that was called the Civil War. You had a whole group of people living in the South who lived by different laws. But they still were fly that American flag, but they lived by different laws of the American flag. Like, literally, they wanted to be separate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
damn near now to be, and that's why I like so much confusion sometimes is with America, bro, because with all our states like to act independently, like their own different countries. Like, Texas be on some whole different bullshit. California be having their own little stuff. Florida. They had their own, those specific, these generally Republican states or whatever, but they have their own different set of rules, and they want to be little countries, and they want to hold on to their racist ways, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's just, it's just crazy. It's unfortunate.
To me, the only good thing out of the Constitution, to me, and the government, the way it's set up, is that there will never ever be dictators. Because if there were if this was
so to speak
dictatorship, no, seriously, because we know what we mean by dictators. We've seen it in third world countries. when there's only one person who rules. We see what happened to those people in those
Sure,
countries.
but what would
That's the only
happen?
thing.
What would happen though, bro? If you think about it, just think about this though. When we think about the Trump supporters, that was half the country.
Yeah, it was half the country.
That was half the country. So imagine if you get a little bit over half the country to take over and say F the Constitution, F y'all leader. This is we got our own army. We're taking over. Like that's what's happening in some of those countries in like Africa or even like in Haiti, where you got a group of people that say these laws don't work for the majority. So they say, right? And they do like a hostile takeover. Like, I don't think we are far from that. To be, I mean, in the dictatorship, that don't mean we can most of us will comply because we still have half the country that won't agree with that. But I'm just saying that, you know, clearly the laws don't mean nothing because look at what happened last year. I mean, they were planning on taking over the country. Like that's what they wanted to do.
Well, according to them, they wanted to be heard.
No, and to be honest, you know, a lot of them was crackheads. Just be real. A lot of them were crack and meth heads, and we all know it. And nobody don't want to talk about that issue.
It was lawyers out there.
With drugs in America, I was like, we're watching a bunch of meth heads. Like they look like they don't got. Like you can just tell that they own drugs.
A lot of them didn't have any teeth, so I'm just gonna leave that out there.
Okay, yeah. They was crackheads. As Judge Mathis say, you were crackhead.
You were crackhead.
you look like a crackhead. I don't know. It was basically crackheads, bro. I mean, that's why it wasn't funny, but I did laugh. I was like, boy, they is high. They is high, bro. They high on something, bro. I mean, like I said, it wasn't funny, but it kind of was like funny to see these crackheads on TV acting a fool like that, but.
It's this country. I mean, I don't know. All I know is this. Last year, I sat back and I laughed watching. I literally sat at my desk, had the TV right here, working and just watching these dudes, and these women, just go through the Capitol. And I'm looking at these police officers and they got their guns on their holster. They ain't doing nothing.
Yeah,
all I'm saying to myself. If this was some brothers from Madison and Pulaski who drove down to Washington,
you already know.
I said all of them would have got shot up.
You already know. You already know.
National TV.
Yeah,
and
you already know.
That right there shows you, for people who don't understand what white privilege is, that was the greatest example of white privilege to me that you could possibly lay out, because they broke the law. They had weapons. Yeah. They literally were assaulting police officers. Yeah. And nothing happened to them. Nothing.
Yeah. No, I'm with you, bro.
So I mean, that's, to me, like I just laughed at it, and I saw a few people on Facebook say, "Hey, black people, this ain't none of our business.
Not none of our business. It's not none of our business. Yeah, let them act.
That was well said. That was well said.
That's why I said That's why I said with stuff like the difference when different presidents happen and stuff, because it's just like really our lives don't change that much because they don't really be having us in the forefront anyway. So
no.
So whatever.
No, they don't. Whatever.
Yeah.
But you know, shout out to you thugs from last year.
I hope y'all in jail.
Y'all really made this country look bad. It wasn't black people this time.
Yeah.
Y'all did.
Yeah.
Y'all made that.
It ain't never black people.
Bad. No, I know, but
it ain't never this chocolate.
They made the country look bad last year.
They did.
On this day.
They did. So, it was embarrassing.
Throwback Thursday, boy. I tell you.
It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing time for America.
Very embarrassing time for America. But so what else going on this week, T? What else been happening?
Man, bro. I know you saw your boy AB.
Oh, fuck.
Did I saw your post when you went hard on him. But you saw what just happened recently in the news. And those of y'all who we talking about Antonio Brown. And if you saw the game, what was that, Sunday? where he kind of, he walked off the off the field, took off his shirt, threw it in the threw it in the crowd, and he left. You know what I'm saying? And there was this big dispute been going on the last few days about him being a clown and being goofy, and it's his typical AB. But then just yesterday or earlier today, I believe, yesterday or today, he basically showed a conversation between him and his coach. Yeah. About his coach knowing that he was interested. He wasn't lying about that. So are you ready to retract those statements about AB?
Hell no.
Now, why not? Are you being stubborn?
I don't believe anything he said. I don't even believe that text message was real.
Bro, okay? Really?
No, I don't.
Why? Why?
Because
what did AB do to you?
Here's the thing with AB. Okay. AB is the type of person that feels like if he can keep getting away with something, he's going to keep doing it because he's never going to be disciplined for it because he has people around him that enable him to get away with that stuff. If he was hurt, like he said he was hurt, apparently he said he was hurt a week ago. Why didn't he come out of that game last week? And then number two,
maybe it wasn't as bad last week.
I'm gonna get there because I thought that too, but I'm gonna get there. In that same game, that whole week before that game, he was treated for his ankle by the Bucs organization. He never told them that he went and saw somebody, an outside surgeon or orthopedic, to get that looked at. He told them that he could play on Sunday. They actually examined his ankle. He never said to them, well, I can't play. It's this bad. He got in the game on Sunday, caught a pass, didn't say nothing. It wasn't up until that series where Gronkowski got the bulk of those passes, that's when he flipped out like he normally did. Because when he walked off that field, when he's doing all that jumping jacks and waves to the crowd, he didn't limp not one time. Not one time at all.
That's different.
No, it's not different. Because if his ankle was so bad, like he gave us that long-ass thing on IG about that letter that he didn't write, that his lawyer wrote, we know he didn't write that.
Right, but I know no players writing that shit. So that's neither here nor there.
So if his ankle was that bad, he wouldn't have did all that. And then another thing, this is why all that stuff he was tweeting out today made no sense. AB is not dumb. AB does not have a mental illness. That's you niggas that's in these social media that's trying to diagnose him. Y'all never say anything about none of that CTE and mental illness when he was doing the same shit in Pittsburgh with Mike Tomlin. Y'all never said that. Now all of a sudden y'all trying to say this man got something wrong with him. No, he don't. That's who he is. That's who he is. That's where we go wrong at. As we always try to, when people mess up, we always try to give them excuses. No, he a bad person. That's it. He can play football.
I don't call him a bad person. See, I don't like making excuses for people, but and maybe people may say I'm part of the problem, but I do be a little more compassionate to, especially Black men, because I know that just being Black, period, but being Black male in America is a whole different ball game. Being Black rich in America is a whole different ball game. Do I think AB have niggerish ways? 1,000%. Like, I absolutely think he's got a lot of niggerish ways in them. But also, I do think sometimes people that have niggerish ways, like I was telling you, like I think like some of that is off. That it's not normal behavior, even when he was in Pittsburgh. So to me, when you acting like that, there is an underlying issue, and maybe there's a part of it is just that's who he is. But there's also when that's just who you are, then what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you to act out like that? So I do still think it's something wrong with him. But I don't think that that's the reason why at this point why he acted a fool like that. You know what I'm saying? Because even let's just say on both sides, if it is true that he was hurt. And you figure though too, bro. These athletes always get pumped up with some kind of drugs to perform when they hurt. You know what I'm saying? So, if that whatever he was on was wearing off or whatever, let's just say that was true. He was hurt. He didn't want to go back in, and because he felt like he was gonna do more damage than good. Then I feel like that's a fair thing. But should he have responded that way? No, that was inappropriate, And then on the flip side, if he was on some BS and the coach felt like he was on BS and he told him to leave and his career is over because of AB's record, really, you can't be mad at him. You can't be mad at them for reacting that way, So I don't know. Like, I'm just not prepared. I don't feel comfortable enough to call him. I know, like, a lot of people, and I'm not a football head like you are, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really know Antonio Brown enough outside of just his years at Pittsburgh and his time that he's been with Tom Brady on both teams. Just like, I know he's been niggerish. You know what I'm saying? So, but I do believe that there's probably some truth to him being, somewhat hurt. Now, is that the reason why he got the game? I don't know.
His ego was hurt. That's why.
It could have been.
Ego was hurt.
It could have been. It absolutely could have been.
He caught 10 passes last week, and he only had 2 going into the second quarter this week. That's why. That's
it could have been. It could have been. He could have been definitely pouting, bro. I definitely don't. I wouldn't put it past him. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
this dude.
People,
know what
athletes act like
he's
divas.
doing. He know what he's doing. He gave a team organization a fake vaccination card. Okay.
Yeah.
He gave him a fake vaccination card. Who does that and think you're not gonna get caught?
A lot of people. Niggers.
No. Not a lot of people. We talk. No. We doing this just an NFL player gives a fake vaccination card to an organization as if that team or whoever.
He wasn't the only one who did it.
Who else did it?
Did somebody else get caught with him?
No. Yeah, another player got caught with him, but he was a practice squad player.
Don't matter. I'm telling you, the point I'm trying to make is he just got caught, and I'm sure it's a whole bunch of other ones that did not get vaccinated. I last week told y'all I got the cards on the low. It's some people we know in the hood for real that's got them cards on the low, and Antonio Brown ain't the only one with that kind of mentality. That's like, I ain't taking it. Give me that card. Like, he's just Antonio Brown, so he's gonna be looked at.
That's
more.
Why he's stupid. He did take
that too,
but he got the vaccination. He's stupid.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's stupid. It ain't got listen.
So, bro, so you're proving a point. If he's that dumb, there's something wrong with him.
No, he's just a Nigga. That's what he is. Like you said, he takes his niggerish ways to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
And
well, he like Dave Chappelle. He the nigga with money. So nigga with money is a whole different thing.
and he acts like it, and then he acts like, oh, well, let me put this record out. Who does that?
I don't know. I like Antonio Brown. I think y'all being hard on him. That's my
Antonio Brown is one of the best wide receivers to ever play this game in the last
period.
But Antonio Brown is a bad person.
We don't know that. You don't know him.
Go just listen.
You don't know that.
Go look at everything he's dealt with off the field.
I think that he's misunderstood.
He's misunderstood. So
I think he needs some. I think he needs some therapy. I do.
He don't want it. That's another thing.
that part.
He refuses it.
He probably, and that's a
The
problem.
man went on Facebook Live after his team had just won a playoff game. Went on Facebook Live as his coach is motherfucking the other team that they're about to play next week. He thought that was the coolest thing in the world to do. Why?
NIGGA.
I rest my case.
I like AB, and I think that y'all being rough on him. Y'all know I like chocolate, and you know I'm partial to the Chocolate Brothers, and
you don't like Dummy either.
I definitely don't. That's why I gave him a pass and said he need help.
I get it if you mess up one time. I get it.
Yeah, that's why I say I think his track record precedes him.
Everywhere you go, you do something. Everywhere.
That's something wrong. He off, bro. He ain't rock too tight.
T.O., Randy Moss, Chad Ochocinco, never at the level of this motherfucker. Ever.
No.
Ever.
Even with all their drama. I don't think
all their drama was nothing like this. Nothing like this.
Yeah. Yeah, Antonio, he's different. He's different, but I think somewhere between their side and their side is the truth. So we'll figure it out.
Somebody pick him up.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's Antonio Brown. He's still better than most of the people
because he can still catch the football. Somebody
for sure.
Pick him up.
Yeah, that's all. But that's all black boys are to them. So as long as he's doing that, they don't really. That's what I'm saying. They don't really care about black people' mental health or definitely players' mental health. That's why a part of me, like I said, I really do think he ain't all there, but it doesn't really matter if he's catching the football. And that's for the majority of the NFL. They don't really care that he's, except for when he acts stupid with them. But he's been stupid for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's an underlying when behavior is always an underlying to it. It ain't just somebody acting stupid. They it's something wrong. Something
I'm gonna tell you when he really started acting stupid. He really, really started acting stupid when he got that big payday from Pittsburgh. That's when he really started acting stupid. Because before that, you didn't hear nothing out of him really. You didn't peep out of him. He won that high draft pick at all. He was starting to come into his own. Then he had them 2 big years. Like he was leading the league in catches and yards. Then they paid him. And all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. Like the wheels came off. Ryan Clark tells it the best. Ryan Clark said he went from being a church mouse to a damn barking dog that nobody knew existed. So I mean, it's
like the episode of Dave Chappelle. We should never gave you niggas money.
Yeah, and he one of them because again, he come from Florida slums. You know, he was poor, all that. He grew up bad, and they gave this man a bag, and he reminds me of Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man. That's what he reminds me of. Every time I see him, that's what he reminds me of.
That's hilarious.
But
that's hilarious.
Hey,
y'all get off AB.
Somebody pick him up though, but that shit he pulled walking off the field like that, I don't like that. I don't care what you was going through, what was said to you. You on this team.
I guess it's unprofessional.
You're on this team, and this dude vouched for you to be on this team when the head coach and the general manager didn't want you on the team, but the quarterback vouched for you, let you stay at his crib and told you, I'm going to win you a Super Bowl, help you win a Super Bowl, I'm going to get you paid, and he did all that. And then you pull that on Sunday?
Yeah.
To me, that's the part about him that I don't like, because he does it everywhere he goes.
Mm-hmm.
He does it everywhere he goes. Yeah. He's that person, like that cousin in your family, that every time he or she call you for help, and when you give them help, what happens 2 weeks later? They let you down.
Mm-hmm.
That's him.
Yeah.
He's that type of person.
Yeah.
But then he'd be like, I ain't do nothing wrong.
I don't think he always like that, but like I said, somewhere the truth is in there. Somewhere the truth is in there.
Yeah, the truth. You know what the truth is at? The truth is that he didn't catch 15 balls last night. That's the truth.
Yeah, that may be it. Like I said, I ain't gonna deny it, but I think you know, people that act out, there is a certain, to me, there is just proof that there's something that ain't, you know, all the way there. But that's just me. That's just me.
He know how to make a rap album.
That's neither here nor there. But anyway, before we close out,
fuck AB. That's how I feel.
y'all
Anyway, let's go.
pray pray for AB. Okay, y'all pray for him. Before we close out, bro. The only other thing I think we had that we was talking about that was crazy this week. There's been these clips going around of these two guys. They got a podcast. I don't know what the hell the name of it is, but it was. I'm gonna put it in the. I put it in the clip, y'all. Once I figure it out, it was these two guys, black dudes, that had like a group of women on there, and they were talking about preferences in dating.
Yeah.
And they was calling like black women like darkies or dark night, whatever they were saying, night riders.
Waukesha, I don't date Quanisha.
I don't date Waukesha. I don't date Shaquitas and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. But this brings the question, you know, when it comes to preferences, where does it draw the line between like, okay, your preference and then you being disrespectful to a group of people?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So as a black male who heard other black males saying that, like, did that bother you, or do you think it's okay? Like, that's their preference, and that we shouldn't be offended by that.
It bothers me as this is what bothers me, and I told you this all the time. I don't have a problem with you having a preference if you say, you know, man, I just prefer dating white women because that's what I like. Cool. Who am I to tell you what you should like? My issue is, man, I ain't messing with no black chicks because they all ghetto, they all this and that, and that's my issue. Like with them dudes, them the type of dudes, like to me, they clowns to me.
Mm-hmm.
They clowns.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't just put all black women in one box and say this is how they all are.
Right.
Like you just can't say all black women evil, all black women are angry. You can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. So again, preference is cool. You love who you love.
Mm-hmm.
You might date only white women because where you grew up at in your environment, that's all you had.
Sure.
And I get that.
Right.
But for you to say, man, I don't date black women because they ghetto or they gold diggers. Man, get your goofy ass out of here, man.
Facts, bro. Facts. Like, just as a black woman, like I always now, you know, we joke around about me liking like dark skinned guys, things like that. But listen, I like fine guys, period. Like, I ain't a person that's stuck on color. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put me in a room with a group of different people, probably without zeroing in on a darker guy, we're unlikely. But that's not necessarily my preference. You know what I'm saying? Like, my preference is somebody that's going to be into me, for me, and that's a good dude. You know what I'm saying? That's goofy like me, that make me laugh. Like, all this kind of stuff. Like, I ain't stuck on color like that. Like, because truthfully, in reality, and all my friends joke around, but my dating record is 75% light brights. Like,
oh yeah,
as much as I like dark meat, as much as I like dark meat, like my track record does not really reflect that. So you know,
bro, you like them light skinned mobs.
I mean, I like who like me, okay? You know, I like who like me, but it was
the bar's looking at us.
Shut your ass up, man. But you right though. You right. But I'm just saying, like, it was stupid though. That was just some stupid stuff to say. Like, it really that goes beyond like your preference. It's just like you said, when you gotta go, you can have a preference without putting down black women. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Or without putting down somebody else. Like, absolutely. You know, you can have a preference without putting down the other group of people. And you ain't gotta do all that extra they was doing. And then to be on a platform to say that, and then be in the presence of black women, and then to be in the presence of white women saying that about black women, I just felt some kind of way. And them sisters, I'm surprised that they didn't just go off on them. And then
that's what I said.
To have white girls in the background agreeing, like, I was like, this is all wrong. Like y'all got the right ones in there, because if I was in there, we'd be into it.
That's all.
We'd
But
be
you
into
know,
it.
them. I mean, again, I don't know, man. They some clowns. They some
They
clowns.
some definitely some clowns, man.
Clowns, and they the worst type of black dudes. We've seen it before because me and you are in groups together, and we seen where dudes say some off the wall comments about black women
Mm-hmm.
who have white women,
Mm-hmm.
and they say these off the wall comments, and they reveal who they are.
It's the craziest thing, bro.
It is the craziest
It's
thing.
the craziest thing, because black women, just as a black woman, I don't understand. Just we get such negative stereotypes and such negative connotations, like as if like there are plenty of. I know more white women that are bitches than black women. I'm being honest. Okay, if you work in corporate America, you know that there are more white women that's quote unquote, and it's not even fair to call them bitches. It's just the fact that you can call them assertive, and that they have more quote unquote bitchy ways than you, because truthfully, black women, we ain't allowed to be our natural. Well, we are more so now, you know what I'm saying? But you for a long time, you have to kind of calm down your blackness,
Yeah.
and
If you're
just
assertive,
how
you're
authentic.
angry.
Yes, that's what I was gonna get to. That they can be assertive and it's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I want to assert myself, now it's angry black woman, when this lady just damn near cussed me out. Why she ain't an angry white woman? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, why is it that because I'm giving pushback? Because when they give pushback, it's fine. But when a black woman do it, it's like we're being angry, we're being this, and I just don't understand. I hate that's attached to us, and people are difficult in all colors. Like, there are white bitches, there are Asian bitches, there are black bitches. I mean, and I'm saying bitch in the sense of the of what
I
we
know what you
think
mean.
is
Yeah,
the
yeah,
attitude. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I don't understand how they always relate that kind of attitude with black women. That's because it's the TV, and they play on those stereotypes. But most black women are the most loyal people you'll ever meet, to a fault.
To a fault.
To a fault. Like,
To a
as
fault.
much as we got these clowns on TV that talk about black women, most black women still want a black man.
Yeah,
Even when you got black clowns on TV saying stupid
yeah.
stuff like that, like most of us still have this idea of marrying a black king, even when the black kings ain't been what we want them to be. You know what I'm saying? Or need them to be. And vice versa. Black
Yep.
women ain't perfect. We ain't perfect. But I'm just saying that in general, black women are, we're loyal to a fault. And, it's just stupid. It irritates me when you get clowns like this on a platform of that level talking about black women as if, we ain't that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's stupid. And then to be sitting there against with other white women and downing your sisters, it's just like, you ain't gotta do that. You got a
You
black
don't have to
mama.
do it.
This one dude is Midnight. You got two black past
Yeah,
parents.
yeah.
So it's just like, I don't understand how you have that much hate for somebody that you
Listen,
came out of.
we you notice like you just said that every race has bad people.
You're right.
Every race has, like you said, a bitchy attitude, a bitchy man, woman out of every race. The problem is when you get people with platforms like that, like we're talking about, when they say stuff like that, and you have people there with him that co-sign it.
Yeah.
That's the issue.
Yeah.
It's just like me and you always talk about with Candace Owen and Larry Elder. When they
Yeah.
say stuff like that on these platforms, it
Mm-hmm.
gives those racist white people like, see,
Yeah. Yeah. We told
we
y'all.
agree. We told y'all. See,
Yeah.
that's the thing, and
Yeah.
that's the issue with these dudes. And I really hope somebody in the culture or media takes them to task and really educates them to
I
say,
think they
look,
so far gone, bro. I just think that they
They might be. They
I
might be
think
gone.
I think those type of dudes, you know, they probably grew up in, like you said, more than likely they grew up in the suburbs where they probably went around a lot of sisters. Which, like again, in that sense, black dudes or even black women or even period, when you grow outside of your neighborhood, like we all knew when we was growing up in the neighborhood, there was always one white family there, and the people that they was hood for real because they grew up
Yeah,
around
they grew up
them.
around. Yeah,
The boy ended up with a black girl, or the son ended up with a black, you know, vice versa, or a black woman.
mm-hmm.
That wasn't, you wouldn't think twice about it because they grew up in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? So they can't help but like black people because they grew up and
They grew up like that.
their hood slang. They're not like, it's not fake. They grew up
Right.
in the neighborhood, so everybody know Lil White John. That's our boy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He one of us. And it's the same thing is people that grew up in the suburbs. Like you can't be mad at them if they went to an all white school. And
No, you can't.
when you're a kid growing up and you know you start liking girls and all the girls around you was white, what you
That's
expect?
all you see. That's what I'm saying. Like I never got mad at that. I just used to be like, I used to just get mad at when dudes be like, man, I can't mess with a black girl because of XYZ. Nigga, you a clown.
Exactly.
You a clown.
That's
how
stupid.
simple as that.
That's stupid. Yeah, I mean, you know, you're really a product of your environment in most situations.
Yeah.
And even with you having two black parents, if you grew up and when you get to the point where you start liking people and what's around you is this white girl or this white boy, then what you expect? Like and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's normal. That's normal. And I wouldn't get mad at my child if I have them in a all white neighborhood and then expect them to, where they gonna find a black girl? Ain't no black girls here.
He go to a high school where it's just predominantly white.
Yeah.
He like one of 6 black people. What do you think he gonna like?
What do you think he's gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
What
They can try to, the two black people in the school try to hook up, but that normally don't work out that way.
It don't work out like that.
No, it don't work out like that. It's just like you said, it's just goofies like that.
It's goofies. You know, like I said, when you sent me the clip, I was just thinking like, the clown show in 22 has started already.
Yeah, bro. Yep.
That's it.
And they got a big platform for foolishness.
They do. They got a real big platform.
Yeah. Well, we had a good show today. We back in the studio next week, y'all.
Yeah, next week we got a guest.
Yeah, we got a guest next week. I'm excited about this for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
I'll save my excitement for next week, but we got a guest next week, so we'll be back in the studio. We'll probably be back in the studio a few times this month.
Yeah,
closing out this month because we gotta support our girls. So but yeah, it was a good show, y'all. Thank y'all.
Good show. First show of the year. Good show.
First show of the year. We got some good things coming up for y'all. Yeah. So we appreciate y'all. As always, like we tell y'all, make sure you like, make sure you comment, make sure you subscribe. All right.
Yeah, we want to hear from y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Tease. Next week
Peace out. We back at it. Later.